Here we go, coming up next in the featherweight division, the fight that everybody's been waiting for. It's the return of Abdul Azim Badakhshi, 1.5 years later against Hae Jin Park. I can't wait for this one. It's coming up next.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next fight is in the featherweight division. Making his way to the cage, Hae Jin Park!
Hae Jin Park, the Titan from Korea, is here to make his way into the MFN cage. It is going to be an absolutely show because he is up against one of the biggest crowd favorites in Abdul Azim Badakhshi, the Afghan Lion.
Well, yes, he's facing the Afghan Lion tonight. However, Hae Jin Park is known to show as well. He's the current featherweight champion at Road FC, which is Korea's one of the biggest promotions.
You know, the thing is that he's had a bit of a rough road in that regard. He's been finished twice at Road FC. He was finished, he got KO'd in the first 30 seconds by Lee Xiong. And the trouble is that he has a tendency of moving his head straight back. He doesn't have the best defense. And Abdul Badakhshi is a viper in that regard. He will come straight at you like a bullet hitting its mark. So he needs to certainly keep his hands up. Defense is going to be the factor, is the need of the hour, because if he does not defend himself clearly, this is going to be a very, very short night against a power puncher and grappler in Abdul.
Well, looking at the stat, it seems that this gentleman here is a submission expert in the jiu-jitsu factor, and 4 of his 10 wins have come by a submission.
Absolutely, he has mastered the arm triangle, the guillotine, the RFC, all 3 of them being submission.
I mean, you know, he's a jiu-jitsu champion, but we spoke about the fact that, you know, it's wrestling and grappling is different in MMA. Sometimes pure jiu-jitsu champions struggle against MMA grapplers because it's a different sport. It's not competition fighting. There's also punches involved, and it changes the entire thing.
Well, let's look at Hae Jin Park's keys to victory. He has to take it to the ground, change levels, striking and grappling, and he has to avoid early damage because we know that he's facing the Afghan Lion tonight.
You know, the early damage is what we're going to focus on that a little later. We talk about Abdul Badakhshi, but I'm not saying that he has to be in defensive mode because sometimes offense is the best defense. You can shock a fighter by putting on an offensive front, especially when they expect you to be defensive. So I think for Park, this is a sound strategy. If he can shock the world by going hard at Badakhshi early, it might just turn the fight in his favor.
Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from the heart of Afghanistan, Abdul Azim Badakhshi!
They call him the Afghan Lion, a warrior who's coming back amidst controversy, amidst problems. He had issues with a lot of things going on, but one thing didn't change. His unwavering, unrelenting effort, unrelenting attempt to make it back to fighting, to make it back to prove why he is one of the strongest forces and strongest lightweight fighters in this division. The Afghan Lion, after a 1.5-year hiatus, has made his back to MFN 13.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Afghan Lion is back and urgent. One word if I have to say about Abdul Azim Badakhshi is that he's anti-fragile. He's been through a lot in the last 1.5 years, and tonight he's here, as you can hear the crowd cheering. Abdul, the Afghan Lion, is back at Matrix by time.
With the flag on his back and the country tattooed on his chest, this veteran killer is coming back to the cage to show the people who he really is.
You know, the thing is that it's such an emotional moment for Abdul Badakhshi because the world is in turmoil in so many ways. He's carrying his nation on his shoulders. There's been a lot of problems right now in Afghanistan. There was an earthquake recently which caused a lot of issues. But right now we are here to talk about his fighting. He is one of the most well-rounded fighters I have yet to see to come out of this subcontinent. He's well-rounded. He knows his knees. I was at the fight when he took on Sasha Sharma, and the way he came out in the 3rd round,
That's one of my best fights.
with the brutal knee and knocked his opponent out senseless, proves why he's such a force to deal with.
I still remember that fight. Sasha Sharma was dominating, and in the 3rd round when he went for a takedown, Abdul Azim Badakhshi landed a flying knee on his face.
Dear God, I was once that cage goes shut. The fans here, if you thought the fans were crazy in the last fight, the support for Abdul Azim Badakhshi is just ridiculous. If the roof is going off at the Noida Indoor Stadium and you're watching Matrix Fight Night 13.
But you have to give it to Hae Jin as well.
Let's look at the tail of the tape. Hae Jin Park, 31 years of age, 176 centimeters in terms of height, and his style is MMA. On the other hand, we've got the Afghan Lion, Abdul Azim Badakhshi, 28 years of age, has a 2-centimeter height advantage, and his style is also MMA.
Let's go inside the cage for the final introductions with Jared Kite.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is in the featherweight division. First, fighting out of the blue corner, he holds a professional record, 10 wins, 3 losses. He weighed in at 66.3 kilograms, representing South Korea. Give it up for Hae Jin Park! His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, get ready to witness the return of a true warrior. He holds a professional record, 13 wins, 3 losses. He weighed in at 66.1 kilograms with knees of steel and fists of glory, hailing from the heart of Afghanistan. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the Afghan Lion, Abdul Azim Badakhshi! Oh, ladies and gentlemen, as the action begins, the referee for the fight, Herb Dean.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We will have a clean fight. Touch gloves. Let's do it.
You know what? I'll say one thing for this fight. Don't blink, because the temperature just dropped inside the Noida Indoor Stadium. As things, regardless of temperature dropping, it's hotting up in here. We've got Abdul Azim Badakhshi making his return to Matrix Fight Night. 1.5 years waiting in the wings. He knew this was his chance. This is his moment. He's crouched, he's poised, and Park has his hands full. He knew what fight he's stepping into. Here we go, boys. We've been waiting for this one all month long.
Arjun, I'd asked you if I'd ever seen a crowd as hyped when we saw Mandeep, but I stand corrected. The crowd is going
big knee immediately. Pulls guard, and elbow. He's over. He's over. He's over.
Wow!
Abdul Badakhshi has done it. Abdul Azim Badakhshi. It's just incredible. I don't know when it happened.
Arjun, hold your horses. Let me tell you, this is the fastest knockout ever pulled in the history of Indian MMA.
We need to see the timing on that fight, because Park was done. We knew the power he brought to the cage. We knew the shots that he had. We knew the elbows were coming, and we knew what he was capable of. Signed, sealed, delivered. He said he would do what he said he did.
And he did it before time. He came, he delivered, and he's conquered the cage here. And yesterday at the presser, he said, whosoever wins the title tonight, the featherweight title tonight, will be fighting Abdul Azim Badakhshi.
That man right there needs to get his hand on the goal, because there's a reason why he's one of the best in the world. Abdul Azim Badakhshi, the Afghan Lion, puts his opponent to sleep in the very first round.
This is an emotional moment. You can see that hugging the family. There was a lot of hype behind him. When there's a lot of hype behind the return of a fighter, there's that pressure of him, the pressure of a country coming at you, a pressure of a country's hopes at you. The press conference was an indicator, the amount of people that were putting hope and faith into Abdul Badakhshi. And he came back and he delivered with fury. And the show of respect and sportsmanship.
Let's look at the action replay.
It was so short, we can watch the whole fight. Beautiful jab by Badakhshi. Came forward, he had the range, hit him with that overhand right. Park tried to pull guard, he pulls guard here, but unfortunately got at the hands of Badakhshi, who landed 3 clean elbows and closed the show. I mean, it does not get cleaner and more brutal than that, ladies and gentlemen.
And it doesn't get quicker than this.
How many seconds was that, Rahul?
I think
I
it was
think 14
hardly
seconds.
8 or 9
I think
seconds.
we'll have to get the official stats from everybody, but I think that was under 15 seconds or so. How many seconds was that? I don't
That
know.
had to be under 15 seconds, Arjun, because that was bullet speed. You were absolutely right when you said do not blink your eye.
Oh,
Well, the crowd goes crazy supporting their countryman. Let's quickly go inside the cage with Jared Kyle.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dean called a stop to the fight after 18 seconds of round one, declaring the winner by knockout, Abdul Azim Badakhshi! Give it up for the Afghan Lion!
The Afghan Lion, ladies and gentlemen. Afghan Lion के लिए तालियां! Okay, shut the music, shut the music. Isam, come this side. Fabulous. That was like, he's not even sweating. Where's the sweat? Fantastic. All your fans, they love you. And you are exactly the real deal, brother. You are the real deal.
میگه چی کردی امروز؟ حتی رقم نکردی برنده شدی. بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. به نام خدا. یک کمی وقت بوده گپ بزنم. یک کمی وقت بوده گپ بزنم. بعد از گپ زدن باز هر قدر تشویق میکنین تشویق کنین. بعد از گپ زدن. حالی وقت بودین. سلام بر تمام حاضرین در تالار. ما جا داره قلباً تشکری کنم از تک تک شما که اینجا حضور پیدا کردیم با تشویق قهرمانتان، ورزشکارتان و تشویق هموطنتان. ما تمام عرق‌ها را پیش از این مسابقه کشیده بودم، زحمت‌های بسیار زیاد کشیده بودم، چونی فعلا که عرق نکردیم. دلیلش همی هست و دوای دوستانم هست.
I appreciate everyone who came out for the fight today to support me. It's an honor to fight for these people, for this flag. And the reason I didn't sweat in the fight is because I sweat a lot more in my training. So that is the reason that I didn't sweat, because I sweat for days and hours and hours and months. And that's why I'm victorious.
The Afghan Lion, Abdul Azim Badakhshi.
ما قلباً تشکر میکنم. جا داره از دوست دختر عزیزم دوشنا شرف که مثل یک کوه در کنار ما ایستاد شده. ما وقت تشکر میکنم از مام، تشکر میکنم اکلشتر، از استاد حیات، کوچ ایتالو، از کوچ پیدرو و همچنان از برادر عزیزم جمشید جان که در کنار ما ایستاد شده مثل یک مرد. از همه دوستان عزیز، از فیضان جان و رایسان، اما که تشکر و همچنان از تشکر از فامیل عزیزم، پدر جان، مادر جان، برادر عزیزم و همه که دوستان عزیز. تشکر، سلامت باشید. و جا دارد تشکر کنم قلباً از انجینر صد احمدیار قرنه که واقعا سپورت مسابقه شده، از دوست عزیزم انجینر فهیم احدی. زنده باد افغانستان. جای هند. و دوستان عزیز، من قسمی که وعده کرده بودم برای شما، من این مسابقه خدا بردش تقدیم میکنم به زلزلگان مردم ایراد، به شهدای مردم زلزلگان مردم ایراد، کسای جانای خود شیرین خود از دست داده و بر فامیل عزیزشان. واقعا انشاءالله توانسته باشم بر لبان شما دوستان عزیزم خوشی ها را آورده باشم. یک چیز همیشه در یاد داشته باشین، دروازه‌ای که الله جل جلاله باز بکند هیچ بنده بسته کردن نمیتونه.
That was the Afghan Lion, ladies and gentlemen, and he's a rocket. One big photograph and over to you, the entire comms.